Welcome back to the Reel Mockery YouTube channel, where you can expect honest entertainment reviews. Thanks to everyone who continues to use the Reel Mockery website. Your patronage gives me motivation to continue dedicating my time and energy to the project. Anyway, the video today is going to give viewers a rundown of the recent BBC HBO Max drama, The Girl Before. The Girl Before is a 4-part thriller based on the novel of the same name by J.P. Delaney. The series follows two women given the opportunity to move into an unordinary smart house. To get approval to move into the house, they must agree to follow certain rules, such as having no books, rugs, carpets, or anything like that in the house. Clutter is a big no-no, and each tenant only has a small closet for their belongings. In total, there are roughly 200 house rules. They'll also have to impress the architect, named Edward. First, Emma Matthews moves into the house with her partner Simon. They seem madly in love. Simon is hesitant to move into the house because he knows they're cluttered at home and he doesn't want to follow the rules. Who can blame him? Nevertheless, Simon goes through the process, and they end up moving into the Millenniumist home. After a tragedy, the house becomes empty. Then, it's time for Jane Cavendish to enter the house. Unlike Emma, Jane is single and ready to mingle. She will soon catch the eye of architect Edward Monkford. As their relationship develops, Jane begins learning things about Edward and his past tenants that concern her. For instance, 3 people have died in the house. One of them is Emma. The other 2 are Edward's wife and child. Okay, we're going to dig into spoilers ahead. If you plan on watching the show, it might be a good time to tune out right now. The finale of The Girl Before finally sees Jane solve the murder of Emma. The first 3 episodes and the first half of the 4th point the finger at Edward. It is his house, his family died there, he buried them there, and everyone who knows him hates him. Edward was in a relationship with Emma and Jane, and surprisingly, both women look just like his wife. However, the big twist at the end is that Simon actually killed his former girlfriend, Emma, by shoving her down the stairs. She tells him the truth about the rape and the fact that Saul is the one who raped her. The true story is much different from what she told the authorities, since there's no knife and she went to his room willingly. Nevertheless, it's too late for Emma when she refuses to get back with Simon. She threatens to call the police, Simon can't handle it, and he flings her down the stairs. In the present, Simon falls for Jane because she reminds him of Emma. Once again, he'll be turned down and he won't handle it well. After he contemplates burning down the house, he gets into a brief struggle with Jane and gets knocked down the stairs. He dies in a similar fashion as Emma. Jane calls Edward and admits she was wrong about him being a killer. He tells her she has 2 options. She can claim self-defense or pretend Simon came there to commit suicide just like Emma. Jane decides to tell the truth so she can go to court and tell everyone about Saul. Before long, Saul's arrested. Jane and Edward go to a pregnancy clinic to check on their baby. While Edward waits on her, Jane concocts a plan to leave him. She gives a letter and the Smart House bracelet to a nurse, who gives it to Edward. She hopes it's a wake-up call. It instructs him to go to Jane's psychiatrist, which he does. Jane begins working for the stillbirth charity and raises the baby with help from a nanny. I think I've covered everything in the finale, at least everything that's important. Would I recommend The Girl Before to audiences? Unless you absolutely loved the novel or read it several times, I couldn't recommend watching this series. The novel actually sounds interesting, so it could have transitioned into a successful miniseries, but 4 episodes are 2 or 3 too many. There are just too many things wrong with The Girl Before, including the pacing, the cockamamie story, and the unrealistic characters. I've watched every episode twice to recap them for the website, and it was grueling every single time. It's just too slow, without enough action or revelations in any of the first 3 episodes. None of the characters are interesting enough to capture and hold the viewer's attention throughout the 54-minute episodes. In fact, the whole thing is entirely too silly to take serious. It's hard to believe anyone is going to move into a house that has 200 rules, such as no books, rugs, or clutter. Would Edward really find 2 women with identical appearances to move into the home? Who's to say those women would actually fall for him and live by his crazy rules? I could overlook the insanity of the story if the show was interesting enough, but it isn't. The first 2 episodes were incredibly confusing due to the constant flashbacks and the fact the actresses look identical sometimes. More should have been done to make it easier to tell them apart. The first 3 episodes were pointless in the end, and so was the whole smart home thing. None of it really mattered in the long run. It was annoying to sit through all that for it to be thrown in the garbage. The twist ending wasn't all that surprising, considering 90% of the show was Edward is bad, Edward's the devil, Edward killed his wife and child. It was trying too hard to force us to believe that Edward was the killer. The series obviously had an agenda that it tried to beat us over the head with in the end. At points, it preaches to the viewer instead of guiding them through creative, smart writing. Politics have become an unnecessary evil in entertainment, but they're stuffed into every production, regardless. To avoid it, you'd have to stop watching everything. Honestly, I don't mind being propagated when it is well done in a seamless, skillful way that actually fits the narrative. I'll use Grantchester as an example because it is masterful in this area. Its political agendas are subtle and more meaningful thanks to that. Any message The Girl Before had was lost due to the sloppy, forceful way it's delivered. It is just too hard to justify giving up 4 hours of your day to watch this show when there are so much better ones out there right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and using the Reel Mockery website. Do you have any movie or TV recommendations or video requests? Let me know in the comments below or contact me through the website. Thanks again.